Hey guys, so this is part two of Project Reach the World. Tamar Braxton is my part of my Throwback Thursday series where I go through and I tell you all the people that I've got my artwork and my story of my husband being wrongfully convicted and excessively sentenced in the state of Florida. As always, if you guys would like to help in the fight for my husband's freedom, I do have a petition that I created for him a couple of years ago, linked in the description box below. I ask that you read it, and if you feel compelled to sign it, sign and share, because I need to get this story of my husband out. It's way overdue. Like, he has done 20 years, 20 plus years for a crime that he didn't commit. Okay, so that was the whole reason of me creating Project Reach the World, because I kind of was nobody. He was nobody, and nobody cared that his life was taken from him, and nobody cared that, our family was severed or whatever. So, to get a voice to try to tell my story, I would use my artwork. Okay, so meeting Miss Tamar Braxton. So the first time that I tried to give a Project Reach the World package, now the package of Project Reach the World is usually going to be a hand painted t shirt, and I had recorded this song called My Baby Daddy, which was telling the whole story of how my husband was wrongfully convicted. Back then, CDs were prevalent, so I recorded a demo and I would hand paint the t shirt of whoever I was going to meet, and I would tape it inside the t shirt, my demo inside the t shirt. So, and then it was also another aspect. It was my wild hair pieces. Now, the way that the hair piece worked was the hair piece would be crazy and extravagant that it caught attention. No matter if I walked past you and you didn't want to look, girl, you had to look, because you couldn't ignore me. You can't ignore me. That was the whole point of it. So once I got your attention with the hairpiece, many times people would then put the spotlight on me, or they'll call me up on stage. They'll ask me to say, hey, what is this you're doing? And then that's when I can present my artwork. I'll hold up my artwork, and then they're even more taken aback by, oh my gosh, like, she's really talented. She did this hairpiece, she did this artwork, and then they would hopefully listen to the music and hear the story behind why I was creating this. And hopefully I would get enough people talking to, when these situations of injustice happen and people start talking about it and sharing it on social media, eventually it's overturned. Injustice in the light does not live long. Injustice that is hidden in the dark crevices of places will live a long time. Point example of why my husband did 20 years, because his story never hit the light. Had his story broke, years ago, I'm sure he never would have done that 20 years. But it's because his story of injustice is in the dark. Injustice can live in the dark, but injustice doesn't live too well in the light. So I'm trying to shed light on it. So, Tamar. I love Tamar. Now, kind of, when I first heard about her, well, really, to go all the way back, she did have a R&B career, and she had another, like in the 90s, with her and her sisters. They had a group, and then she also came out by herself, but it just didn't do too well or whatever. So where she really just started to flourish was when she came out on the reality show. Now, the way she was portrayed on the show, I don't think we could have got along, because I'm a meek person. I cannot stand somebody that feels like that they're better than somebody else. So that's kind of the vibe that I got from her from the show. But then also soon after that show, she hit us with that music, and that's when we was like, hold on, this girl can sing. And the other thing that made me really look up to her, because I was in the music industry. I did start kind of late at age 24, but it's going to take you at least a good 10 years to even get anywhere in the industry. Like back then, maybe not now. Now there's overnight success or whatever. But back then, it would take you at least 10 years. So if I started at 24, it would take almost to 34 to even make it. And by the time you get 34, the industry is looking at you like you're too old. The industry does not care about your talent. Baby, I have so much talent. I've had talent since I was a kid. I have, and over all these years, going on 41, I have grown so much talent. But still, people put a label of, oh no, we don't want that because she's too old for, and she doesn't fit that, that box that they try to put you in. So what made me really take notice and love Tamar was the fact that she came out when she was about 36. Girl, 36 years old, and she's breaking into the music industry, and she's giving the young girls a run for their money. She's just as sexy as they is. She was one of the first to show you that older women can be celebrated. They can sell. Because the industry would try to tell you that women don't sell, and especially an older woman is not going to sell, which is not true. That's the crap that they want to go with, so they're going to justify why that's the truth. And she was one of the first to show us in this generation that that's not true. Then homegirl also had her baby up in her 30s, like mid to late 30s. Now, for me, that is an inspiration because, because of this wrongful conviction, me and my husband, Marcello, was only able to have one child. And I was hoping and praying that I would still be able to have at least one more. I really wanted to this story to be broken so he can get out in enough time for us to continue our family. But now this is really looking dark and like it's not gonna happen. Like I've become a grandmother now. I mean, if he's out within the next year or so, I possibly can have another child, but that is one of the dreams I've had to let go, was having more children. Our family was taken from us, basically. You know, it's sad, but I mean, it's unless I wanted to have kids by some other man that's not my husband, that was just stolen from us. But the fact that Tamar had her kids well in her 30s, almost 40, that was hope to me that, oh my gosh, maybe it's not too late for me. So she became an inspiration to me. So the first time I went to go see Miss Tamar Braxton, she was going to be at the House of Blues, Disney House of Blues. And I remember it was so packed. This was when she first came out, and everybody, that Wednesday on the front, like, girl, don't judge me, I can't sing. When she came out with that, oh my gosh, that song got me through some things. But when she came out with that, everybody was in love with her. So the line was wrapped around. It was so far back. It was wrapped around the House of Blues, and it went all the way back. So my daughter, I think she was maybe in her preteens, and she was going to the concert with me. My daughter got to frequent a lot of concerts. So for that concert, I made us matching tutus. Yes, matching tutus. And then I made these hand painted t-shirts. On my t-shirt, I think I had a pair of lips or something, and then I had on my little pink tutu, which was so cute. And then my daughter had a shirt that I think I painted "I'm the Bomb," and she had a little pink tutu as well. So we were kind of like twins. But and I made her a little hairpiece that said I think it was Tamartian or something like that. And then I had on this hairpiece that had it was like, because that was her thing, that it was her Tamartians, like when you were her fan. And I had this hair that had a Martian and it had a planet, and it was just so crazy and wild. I'll link the pictures in the description box, because girl, I don't edit no more like that. I would have popped it up there, but girl, I ain't got time to be editing. So I'll link it in the description box where you can check out those pictures. But so it was so many people out there we were behind because usually when I'm doing a project Reach the World, I'm trying to either finish up a painting, I'm trying to hurry up and finish my hairpiece. So I got a lot of moving parts to take care of and loose ends to tie up before I can go to a concert. So what I did was we were late. We were late. So I told my daughter to go get in line. Go out, I'll let you out. You go get in line, hold the line. I'm going to park and I'm going to meet you. Okay. She goes to get in line, right? We park. We walk so far. The line was so far back. So I get up there to the line and I'm like, where's my daughter? Like, you can clearly spot my daughter out. You can clearly spot me out because I got on the pink tutu, a big old grown woman. And I got on this big hairpiece. So finally, we're looking and looking for my daughter. I'm like, I thought I told her to go in line. We walk up and down the line. We can't find her. Meanwhile, more and more people are getting into the line. And I'm like about to freak out because I'm like, now I'm second guessing that I let her out to go get in the line. I shouldn't have never done that. You know how you do something and then it wasn't the best judgment, and then you go back and you question yourself like, girl, I never should have did that. I want my child. Like, when you, as a parent, when you think your child is missing, girl, oh my goodness. So I'm panicking. I'm like, where's my daughter? You know, it first you keep yourself calm. But later you about to, because I done walked up and down all these people and the line is like wrapped and I'm walking back and forth and I do not see my daughter. So I go to security. So security takes the little description. They're like, so what did your daughter look like? Oh, she has on a white t-shirt that's hand painted, and then she had on a pink tutu and she has on a hairpiece. Okay, so mind you, we're matching. We're like twins. I got on a pink tutu, I got on a hand painted shirt, and I have on this big hairpiece. So somebody walks up to me and I'm sorry, I think I went up to another security guard after study looking for my daughter. I had reported her and then I kept looking for her. So I walk up to another security guard and she's like, I'm like, did you see my daughter? She has on a pink tutu. She was like, hold on, does the mother have on a pink tutu or does the child? I thought that was the child's description. And I'm like, no, I'm not a child. I'm the mother. And she's like, oh, I didn't expect the mama to have on a pink tutu too. It was just so crazy. Like, that's one of the things where you had to be there. But finally they found my daughter looking like my twin. They found her. She had got in the VIP line. And they put her out the VIP line. But we did meet up. So we did, needless to say, we was all the way in the back. When the crowd went in, when the line would go in at House of Blues, girl, most people go to get their drink on. I tried to get the closest to the front that I could find, but it was just too packed. We couldn't get that close. So needless to say, the first time I did not get my artwork to Tamar. I don't even think she's seen it. Okay, now there's a second time because sometimes it doesn't work the first time or second time sometimes. So the second time that I seen Tamar Braxton, Tom joined her every year when it was almost back to school. It was the first week of back to school. He would have Tom Joyner's family reunion, and he would always have it at the Gaylord Palms here in Orlando, Florida. This was a big resort, beautiful, fancy, almost like $500-600 a night resort. So he would have it there every year. And every year I would look so forward to it. He would have so many different famous people that would come with him. And this year he had Tamar Braxton come. Yes, Tamar Braxton. So I'm like, oh, so let's try to do it again. I painted a whole new, picture of her. I didn't do the hand painted shirt that time. I did a poster board. So it was a sign so that I could hold it up and you could see it from afar in the crowd. So Miss Tamar performs, and as she's performing, we go up and we hold up the picture and stuff in the crowd. And then afterwards, she ended up signing autographs. So that was where I was able to actually, right in front of her, show her my artwork. My daughter wanted to have, the privilege of holding it. Like she used to love for the little celebrities to ooh and ah over her, because they'd be like, oh, she's so cute. She's just so cute. And she loved that. Let me tell you, you could not tell her she was cute. That would go straight to her head back there. It probably still do. But I think now that she's becoming a mother, she's coming back down to earth or whatever. But yeah, so Miss Tamar, she took the picture with my daughter. She was like, who drew this? When my daughter showed her the artwork, and she was like, my mom drew it. So I got to take a picture with her and everything. Now, the thing was, the security was like kind of like pushing us along, like, move along, move along. There's nothing, get your autograph and go and stuff like that. But Miss Tamar was like, oh my gosh, no, this is so beautiful. Like, she was trying to calm them down and stop them. Like, hold on, at some point, you can't treat everybody the same. This is something special. So she did take my artwork. She was so beautiful in person. It didn't seem like she had that attitude, how she would be on Braxton Family Values. But you know what? I did hear a lot about Tamar not really liking the character that they made her out to be. When I met her in person, she seemed so humble, down to earth, beautiful woman, like beautiful. Yes. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that story. Your girl didn't plan it out that well. I tried to tell you off the top of my head. I kind of got lost in it, but hopefully I get better at it as I do more of these. Remember to check the description box for the pictures of meeting Miss Tamar Braxton, and also for the petition for my husband. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can keep up to date when I do upload. And also, please, if you can, sign and share the petition. I need to get this moving. My husband needs to get home like yesterday. My daughter still needs him, though he, missed her life. And well, not really missed her life, because we raised her together through prison visits. But she still needs him. And baby, I need him. I need somebody to also help me with this burden that I'm carrying through life. Like, it's a lot on my plate, and I would love to have my husband here with me to go through life with. You know what I mean? So we spent majority of our relationship fighting to be together. But the question comes, when are we actually going to be together in our relationship? You know what I mean? So thank you guys. Thank you guys for supporting me. And it's your girl Cadillac.